This is the plaintiff, Anthony Tillman. He says the defendant is his nephew and he bought him a dog and was supposed to get 3 puppies from the litter when she gave birth. A few years later, he found out the dog did indeed have puppies and the defendant tried to keep it a secret. When he asked him for one of those puppies, the defendant cursed him out. And family or no family, he's suing for the $1,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Robert Royal, Jr. He says he called his uncle when his dog had 11 puppies and told him to pick his 3, as per their agreement. His uncle told him he didn't want the puppies anymore, told him to pay him $500, and here they are. He's accused of pooping out on an uncle.
All parties, please use your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff gave his nephew money for a dog for breeding, but the deal was he was supposed to get 3 pups from the litter, and the defendant didn't deliver. The defendant says he told the plaintiff to pick the pups up, but he said that he wasn't interested. It's the case of a dog's life.
Thank you, Douglas. Anthony Tillman, you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
Tillman?
Tillman,
Sorry.
yes.
Anthony Tillman, you're suing Robert Royal Jr. for $1,000. This is your nephew, correct?
Yes.
For $1,000, $500 that he agreed to repay you, that you had loaned him to make a purchase of a dog to breed, and $500 that he agreed to pay you for profit on the sales of the puppies. All right, what happened here?
Well, he was going to purchase the dog with someone else. The guy bailed out on him, so he asked me to help him.
Okay, and how much money did you give him?
I gave him $500.
And what was the agreement between the two of you?
I asked him what his agreement was with the other guy. So he told him it was maybe 2 or 3 pups and first pick maybe, I'm not sure. But then he tells me that was just a guy I know. Since you're my family, I'll make a better deal with you. We can just split them.
Split what?
Whatever amount of pups there were.
So you're supposed to get puppies?
No, I told him that I didn't want to deal with puppies. He can take care of all of that. I'll be a silent partner. I don't have time to deal with the dog and all that. He agreed with that. And then...
So what are you supposed to get?
Whatever he sold the dogs for, I'm not sure. But
Right,
I'm
but
just
what are you
asking
supposed to
for
get? 50%
my
of
money,
the profits?
50% of the
$500? What is it
profits.
you're supposed to get?
50% of the profits.
Okay. So, and what kind of pups were these?
American Pit Bull Terriers.
What did they go for?
I sold mine for about $300 to $400.
Okay. And what size litter did you have?
I had a litter of 12 and one that passed away. I sold the 9 that I kept, and I still have 1 at the house, and 2 of them I gave away.
By the way, heaven forbid that you put any of this in writing, what your agreement was, right? There's no contract or anything between you two.
No, there's no
That's my
contract.
nephew. I trust him. All right. So what happens? How much time passes and you hear from a relative that the dog had puppies?
Well, yeah, I talked to my sister-in-law, his mother.
His mother,
Yeah,
okay.
she told me that the dog had a litter, and he had never said anything to me about it. And at the time, I didn't really want to bother with it, so I let the dogs grow up, figured in a few weeks he would call me. But from September to January, I heard nothing from him, so I finally sent a text message to him, and that's when I got this whole blast of profanity.
Okay. So what happened?
The dog had...
Tell me about how he invests $500 or loans you $500, whatever it is.
A friend of mine was supposed to give me half for the dog. He had a family issue, so he backed out. So the defendant, he gave me $500, and we had an agreement when she matures and I breed her, that he would take 2 or 3 pups. I think it was 3. And when she had the pups, he didn't want the pups. He wanted the money from the pups, but he didn't want
Do you
the
have
actual
any
pups.
evidence of what the agreement was so that you can prove that it's your way and not the way he said?
It's just a verbal agreement.
Okay, so there's no texts or emails or anything or witnesses?
Text after the fact.
Text after the fact. So both of you sent me the text, and you have the exact same text in front of me, and each of you think it helps you, which I think is really funny. Good morning, nephew. This is on December 30th, okay? Good morning, nephew. Remember me? It's Uncle Investor. So the pup for which I paid half of the purchase price, money, grows up and has a litter of pups. You're selling them, and during all that time, you don't show me enough common courtesy to say one word about it. What's up with that? Right?
Yes.
You don't like that.
Oh, that's what he texts. I mean,
I know, but here's your response. Okay, first, you've known about the litter over 5 weeks. Why do you say that?
Because he did. My aunt, his sister, told him about the letter.
Right, he
And
was letting time
my
pass
mother.
to see if you'd call him.
And my mother told
Second,
him.
if I remember, you gave me $500. Hera cost me $2,100. Third, I already told Roger and Auntie that I got to give you at least $1,000, which means $1,000.
Right.
I'm going to let that linger in the air there a second. That's exactly what he's suing for that you don't understand why he's suing for. And that is supposed to help you?
I was going to give him $1,000 instead of giving him the pups, but then I said...
Fourth, since we're doing all the work and everything up until now has come out of my pocket, and on my pocket, sit back and wait for your money. Nothing about pups. You wasn't worried about common courtesy when it came to informing me about pop passing. You left me a message with no urgency. There's a family problem, no 911, an voice message. Who even leaves a voice message? But you'll text me at 3 a.m. about bud? What's bud?
Marijuana.
Oh, wow. How did that one escape me? What's up with that? All right. And your response? Oh, wait, no. There's no response from you. What there is continued barrage of texts from you. Okay, whoever is informing you, please tell them that I said shut the F up and mind your business. And honestly, it wouldn't be me if I didn't send them a very personal few times two. There's 3 pups over here, so you're welcome to take 2 of them now. House them, feed them, clean up after them, and try to sell them on your own, or sit the back and wait for your investment to clear. Right? That's what you say. Not, hey, the deal was always that you... Then it says, wait, it gets better. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Pop dies, and I get a non-urgent voice message, but now I get a text about money. Really, investor first, uncle second. You sound really angry.
Yeah, I was. My grandfather passed away, and he left me a very non-urgent message that said, give me a call. Nothing detailed, not this is serious.
Did you miss a funeral over it? Or?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So would you sue a relative who stiffed you?
I would.
You would?
Yes, I would.
What do you say?
It depends on how much money they stiff me for.
$500.
Probably not.
1,000.
Probably not.
2,000.
Maybe.
5,000.
For sure.
Going inside the courtroom.
He passed away Monday. I didn't find out about it till Wednesday afternoon. Now, I didn't have enough time to inform my job that I was leaving for 3 days.
Okay, so then where does it, I missed my grandfather's funeral because he didn't tell me. What are you so mad at? This is almost a month later, almost a whole month later. You text him and say, I've been doing some thinking, and why should I double your money when that wasn't the deal we had? Our deal was for 2 or 3 pups, not double your money. So there's pups over here with updated shots. Let me know when you want to take them. You know he's not going to take the pups. That's stupid. I didn't agree to take any pups, and you know that. You could have easily come to me, but you listened to her, whoever was in your ear. It turns out it was your mother. Mm-hmm. But why are you so mad that your mother talked to him and told him about the pups?
Me and my mother don't get along, and she lies a lot.
If that was true, you would have told me the dog was having pups. You never even told me. I had to find out somewhere else. Keep the dogs, keep your money, drop dead. You're dead to me. This is what I get for helping you when you were in a jam. Name calling, who's really a child? Same way you got in contact with me about some pups blank, you could have contacted me about pop. It's all about pop passing, instead of that nonchalant voice message. Why is it only his job to let you know that your grandfather died? Was he in some unique position to let you know, as opposed to do you not talk to anybody else in your family?
Yeah, I do.
So how come you're not mad?
He's the closest to my grandfather, and he found out.
What you're really mad about is that did he drive down and pick somebody up?
No, I don't know where he met my half-brother at, but they drove down together. They had already,
So that's what you're really
had
mad
the road trip planned before I
And I'm sorry
talked to
about
him.
that. And that seems not very nice from family to family, but it has nothing to do with what the agreement was. I have to find out and decipher between the 2 of you, because you don't have a written contract, what the real agreement was. And based on these texts, it's very obvious to me what the real agreement was. When he first reaches out to you December 30th, your answer is, I already told Roger and Auntie I got to give you at least $1,000. That's exactly what he's suing for. I'm ordering you to pay him $1,000. Good luck, folks.
So, based on what the defendant put in that text, the judge finds you're going to have to give him $1,000. You know, I'm interested in one thing. You're really upset with him for not telling you about your grandfather's death. What about your half-brother? He was with him. Couldn't he have told you too?
He could have. You're absolutely right. He could have.
But he didn't either.
I
Right?
didn't get a phone call or anything from him.
So, don't just blame him. Blame your half-brother as well.
Blame him, whoever. Blame them both then. How about that?
Okay, all right. Well, sorry, you got to give him $1,000. You're going to have to live up to what you said. All right, thank you very much. Well, Mr. Tillman, what have you learned through all of this now? You seem pretty patient. I mean, it's been a long time since you gave him that $500.
Yeah, I want to let the pups grow up and see what he was going to do first.
Yeah.
And
But I
he
mean, you know,
backed out.
normally you sell pups pretty quickly after they're...
After a couple of months.
Yeah,
let them grow up.
exactly.
But
Well,
I
it's
was
been a
giving
year
him
and a half.
time. Yeah.
Okay, pretty patient.
Yeah.
Well, you get your $1,000.
Thank
You okay?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, good enough. You must
right.
sign a few documents. Thank you very much. Harvey?
Okay, you know, whenever people are involved in a dispute and they end up going back and forth texting and they get angrier and angrier and say various things, you got to realize that if you're in a dispute and it could end up in court, the things you say in a text could end up as evidence. So when you're writing this stuff, you got to think down the road, what happens if these texts are read by a judge?